Hi girls. So another skill we need to learn is direction. Okay, so most of you should know this, but just as a quick reminder, direction is almost always a from and to statement. Okay, so it's you start by saying, right, where you are to where you're going. Okay, so I'm heading northwest or I'm heading west. There are exceptions to the rule. One of them is wind. Okay, when you talk about the direction of the wind, you always say where it's coming from. So which way the wind is blowing. Okay. So instead of saying I'm going north, right? If the wind is coming from the south, right, then it's called a southerly in New Zealand, right? And the direction is south. Okay. If the wind is blowing from the east, okay, then it's called an easterly. Okay. If it's blowing from the west, okay, so it starts in the west and it's blowing from west to east, we call it a westerly. Okay, and rivers, okay, are always labeled from high to low. All right, so where the river starts to where it's going. Okay. Now, you should all be familiar, as I back up here, with this. Okay. You should understand how to label these and read them, okay? So I've labeled the main ones, north, east, south, and west. Okay? For those who get stuck, the sun rises in the east and the sun sets in the west. Okay? Now, let's go through the ones that aren't labeled, okay? So north, okay, between north and east, okay, we have northeast. Between east and south, okay, we have southeast. Now it's important to realize, okay, we always start with either north or south as the first letter. Okay? And in this quadrant we have between south and west, okay, it is southwest. And finally, between west and north, you have northwest. So now here's an important thing to realize. Okay, you see X there and you see Y. Okay. If I'm traveling from X to Y, okay, which direction am I traveling? Okay. And because we're going this way, right, we're going in a northwest, sorry about this, right? X to Y is northwest direction. Now what happens though if you're traveling from Y to X? Okay, so we're going the other way now. Okay. Is it still northwest? No, I hope you're shaking your heads no. Okay. Now we're traveling southeast. Okay. So you should see there, those are two totally different directions, okay, with the same two figures. Okay. So it's really important that you remember it's always where you're coming from and where you're going. And where you're going is the direction that you would write down. Okay? See you next time.